Time now for French Connections, our weekly look at the intricacies of life here in France with Florence Villemino. Flo, great to see you. Now, this week we're going to focus on France's third favourite pastime just after football and fishing, and it's hunting. It's an activity that's quite divisive, isn't it?
Absolutely, and it must be said that hunting, la chasse, is arguably as old as France itself. Now, back in the day, it was an activity that was reserved for the nobility, but all that really changed with the revolution of 1789 when it became open to all. Now, these days, it remains a very democratic activity practiced across socioeconomic backgrounds and across the country. So in that sense, it's hard to paint a portrait of a typical hunter other than the fact that there is a 97% chance that it's a man and a 58% chance that this male hunter is over 55. Now, hunting, it must be said, is particularly popular, as you can imagine, in rural areas where many people defend it as a way of life.
Bien. Tuer un lapin, c'est une finalité, bien sûr, mais la vraie finalité, c'est de le manger en famille et être heureux de le manger tous ensemble, avec les enfants.
On a voulu nous qualifier de barbares sanguinaires, psychopathes, je crois. Écoutez, moi, je suis un père de famille, marié, je fais ma vie de rural.
Quand on dit que pour moi la chasse c'est un sport, je dis non, c'est un art.
Now, Flo, hunting is quite regulated in this country. Not just anyone can hunt. You actually need a license to go and hunt.
That's right. It's called un permis de chasser, and these licenses have been around since 1975. Must be said, back in the day, they pretty much just handed them out. But since 2014, you have to pass an exam with theoretical questions and practical exercises about gun safety. About 5 million people have hunting licenses in France, but they're not all activated. Only about 1 million of these people with licenses actually activate them each year. And to activate your hunting license, you have to pay a fee to your local hunting federation.
And the dates of the actual hunting season are determined at the department level.
Same goes with the species that can be hunted and how many per hunter, because there are quotas. Now, compared to other European countries, the hunting season in France tends to be longer and more species are hunted. So that goes from small game like rabbits and ducks to larger animals like deer and boars.
Now, recent hunting laws have been aimed at tackling a problem associated with hunting here in France, and that's accidents.
That's right.
Hunting.
As popular as hunting is in rural areas, hunting can actually have a bad reputation for a lot of people, partially due to these hunting accidents. Now, it must be said that the numbers have gone down a lot in recent years. Here you can see the figures from the 2022-2023 hunting season. You can see there were 78 victims and 6 deaths, which was a historic low. Now, injuries and deaths most often occur amongst hunters, but unfortunately, innocent bystanders can also be mistaken for game, and all that means that a lot of people are just scared.
Le dimanche, on sort pas, de toute façon, en période de chasse, non, on sort pas. C'est vrai qu'on entend des coups de feu à 100 mètres de la maison, c'est pas rassurant, quoi.
Les enfants ont souvent peur des bruits des chasseurs, donc on préférerait être tranquille le dimanche. Après, je comprends qu'il faut quand même des chasseurs pour réguler les espèces et tout ça, mais, mais c'est vrai qu'il faudrait peut-être vouloir les chasseurs en semaine et les promeneurs le week-end.
Now, Flo, banning hunting on certain days of the week was a measure examined by the government in 2023 to make hunting safer, but it wasn't retained.
That's right. The government put out what it called a plan sécurité à la chasse, which was aimed to reinforce a law from 2019, which had already been there to try and make hunting safer. And in 2019, for instance, it became obligatory for hunters to undergo safety training every 10 years and to wear fluorescent colors. You can probably have noticed that in the footage we've been seeing. Now, what happened with this new plan in 2023 was they went a step up. For instance, they made it illegal for hunters to hunt while manifestly intoxicated. However, it's unclear about how much alcohol that actually involves. Also, the government has promised to develop an app that would warn hikers and bikers when a hunt is underway. So this new measure, which was aimed at appeasing the situation, especially when people are trying to share the forest, it was met with mixed reactions.
Une application ne va pas empêcher les balles de traverser des zones. Une balle de carabine, ça peut porter à plusieurs kilomètres, 2-3 kilomètres. En gros, ça dit simplement aux gens, nous les chasseurs, nous sommes là et ne venez pas.
Now, Flo, like in other parts of the world, animal rights have been gaining ground here in France, and there's a growing moral debate over hunting. While banning hunting as a whole isn't clearly on the table, there have been calls to ban certain types of hunting.
And it's especially true about hound hunting, which is commonly called fox hunting. It's our expression du jour. In French, it's called la chasse à courre or vénerie. So this involves a pack of dogs, essentially. Animal rights activists say it's archaic and cruel. For the animals that are being hunted, and they want it to be banned in France like it is banned in other countries, for instance, in the UK, in Belgium, and in Germany. So these animal rights activists often try to disrupt these chasse à courre, and they often clash with these hunters while these hunts are underway. These hunters want to defend their pastime. So regardless of chasse à courre, all types of hunters, they are increasingly saying that they're fed up with what they see as an attack on their rural way of life and these cherished traditions. It's really the tale of two Frances that comes up time and time again, especially during elections, it must be said, because the hunting lobby is very strong in France. It has 5 million members. It's a group that politicians are eager to keep happy. So love it or hate it, France's hunting culture is likely here to stay for a while.
Indeed. Thank you very much for that, Flo. And that's all the time we have. Be sure to check out more editions on our website at france24.com.